Hi all, let's have a quick chat about protein. Hi all, welcome to the Radical Geek YouTube channel where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we upload videos, and every Sunday we host a live stream, affectionately called Coffee Talk, where we brew a warm beverage and then talk about its history and origins. So make sure that you are subscribed and then hit the little bell icon so you're notified every time that we upload or go live. And now that YouTube stuff is out of the way, let's have a quick keto chat about protein. So, as you're aware, a lot of people recently have been trying Dr. Berry's BBBE protocol, which is beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. It's got a lot of different uses. People are using a lot of different things a lot of different reasons. Some people are adopting it for part of their ketogenic lifestyle. Some people are using it for a reset. Some people are using it to try and narrow things down to troubleshoot intolerances and sensitivities. There's 1,000 different reasons why you might choose to eat that way, and it's all good. So, but it doesn't come without challenges. It's very restrictive. Uh, Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. That's 4 ingredients. And even if you're a little loose and you allow like a little bit of seasoning or spices other than salt, it's still kind of a hard thing to get through. But also, as we know, protein is like super, super important for muscle building and also fat reduction. So you want to make sure that you are eating protein adequately. But the thing that I keep seeing, and it's a recurring theme, regardless of which group I'm in, whether it's in a fitness group or if it's in a keto group or if it's in a carnivore group or any number of types of group that talks about health and eating and the importance of protein in their food plans. And coffee, you know, I can't make it through the whole live stream without at least 5 or 6 sips of my coffee cup. So, but the recurring thing that we see all the time are people who are constantly posting, I don't know what's going on. It's not working for me. The appetite suppression's too much. I can't eat all this protein. But they haven't defined really what they are trying to accomplish with all this protein. What does that actually encompass? What are you eating in a day that you are struggling to meet minimum protein intakes? Um, and they don't explain, are they well below like an individual's very minimum protein that will cause muscle loss? Or are they simply not eating as much protein as they feel they should? Are they trying to eat enough to be in a maintenance stage or put on weight? We don't have enough information to really guide that. But reverse engineering that, one thing that we do know is that even a small person like myself, who is barely 5 foot tall and 104 pounds, I still need to eat a minimum protein to prevent that muscle cannibalization in my body. And so really, the very least amount of protein you should eat during the course of a day is 100 to 120 grams of protein. No, there's not some kind of hard set in the stone guideline, but we talk about that because it's important to know that there are times where if you consistently, and that's the key word there, consistently eating less than that, because there was for a while a huge trend where they talked about protein turning to glucose and you should never eat more than 50 to 60 grams of protein. And people were having trouble with that. And they were like, why is my hair falling out? Why am I so tired? Why do I feel so nauseated? And the answer is there are minimum standards an adult human body needs to have protein. It's just the way it is. And it was too restrictive. for protein. And fortunately, we've had a little more education, and we've kind of come back from that a little bit. Not everybody, but most people are no longer freaking about eating too much protein. In general, 100 to 120 grams is definitely not going to turn to sugar. That's an on-demand process. It's not going to kick you out of ketosis if that's what you need. So, and you definitely need more if you're being athletic or if you're doing exercise, if you're a lot larger than me. But those are your minimums. And just to kind of go over what that means when people can't eat all of the food to make up that minimum amount of protein, I thought about especially, and just even in the confines of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, some things that I feel could go wrong, and we can talk about that along the way. But about 4 days here of food where I'm at about 120 grams of protein a day one would be a 10-ounce flank steak, which really is not that much. It's about this big. So that looks big on the camera, but it's really not that big. It's smaller than my face. It just looks like it because camera angles. A 10-ounce flank steak, 4 slices of bacon. You know, that's what they give you at the diner when you get it and you're like, that's a serving of bacon. So that's not that much. And 3 eggs. So that's 120 grams of protein. I think that that's an amount of food that most people could eat. And if you have lost so much appetite that that's too much and you're struggling to eat that much, even if you break it out, like you have 2 5-ounce flank steaks and 2 slices of bacon, you might want to start talking about, instead of doing a beef, butter, bacon, eggs protocol, talk about maybe doing a reverse where you learn how to increase your caloric intake, because it's really very small. But that would get you to your minimum protein intake. Day 2, an 8-ounce 80/20 hamburger patty, 2 eggs, and 6 ounces of eye-round roast beef. So that would be like your little sliced deli roast beef. 6 ounces is a very small pile. You have that with a little bit of mustard on the side, you're good to go. And again, so that's 2 small hamburger patties. 4-ounce patties are not that much. That's a quarter-pound burger. So 2 quarter-pound burgers, 2 eggs, and 6 ounces of deli roast beef. That's your 120 grams of protein. So you really want to be looking at your beef, is what I'm saying here. Your beef is going to be your core for protein in a beef, butter, bacon, eggs. Day 3, 8 ounces of chuck roast. When it comes to chuck roast, because it's good and fatty and hearty, 8 ounces is a pretty good serving, but it's not a whole lot. It's not like a big, hearty, giant pile. It's a very small pile. 6 ounces of skirt steak. Again, very small. That's the smallest amount. It's just those little fajita strips if you want, sauteed up in the pan. I'm sorry, my dog is barking. He's going to go crazy. We're going to just take a moment to have him calm down. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. We've got Mr. Hysterical. This is Dyson. He's a little ratty looking because he just came in from the rain, so it's a delight to hold him right now. He knows I'm talking about him, so he's giving you the saddest dog in the world look. Okay, so back to where I was. Day 3 at 120 grams of protein, 8 ounces of chuck roast. It's not that much food. 6 ounces of skirt steak. You can either have it in a nice little slice that's been marinated with maybe a little apple cider vinegar and some herbs, or cut up in little teeny strips and sauteed up like a little stir fry or fajitas. 2 slices of the 2 Crazy Ketos BBBE PSMF bread, and 4 slices of bacon. Admittedly, this is a little more food than the first 2 days, but not by a lot. Really, the bread is what's going to fill you up. And it's not bread, it's protein, because it's egg white protein powder. So there you go. That's 120 grams of protein. And that's easily dividable into 2 or 3 meals. And they won't be big, enormous meals. You can spread it out throughout your day. So you shouldn't get too overfull. If you are, again, this is time when we maybe want to start taking a look at your metabolic markers and see if there's something that needs to be done to help boost your metabolism. And then finally, day 4. this is a biggie, a 10-ounce ribeye. So like the smallest you can order at the restaurant. A 6-ounce cube steak. So we are getting kind of big here. And then 2 slices of the 2KK PSMF bread. I just kind of thought that if you had a cube steak, you would want a little slice of bread with some butter on it. I didn't write down like the butter because the butter's not going to give you protein, but you can add that throughout to help moisten your meat. Of course, you'll have your all of your other fats too along the way, your butter for frying and all of that stuff. So there you go. That is all this protein. If you really break it down, I think where people are struggling is that instead of having a smaller amount of bacon, which is hard because it's so tasty, they're getting very full when you eat like 8 or 10 slices of bacon, and then you don't have room for the protein. And if it is for the BBBE protocol, beef is where you've really got to focus. So that's my encouragement for today, is focus on your protein. If you are struggling or if you're struggling to eat enough and you can't figure out why, reach out to some of the people in some of your groups, because they can help you. Especially if you're in the Two Crazy Ketos family, people are full of really useful advice to be helpful. And delicious. We're all there to help you achieve success, because we know you can do it. There, now he's calm and we can get down. I know, not the most professional video, is it? Don't worry, he goes to work meetings as well, and it's a delight when he's on camera and I'm trying to be the boss. So that was my thing today. I wanted to just take a little different round and show how you could actually have a much smaller amount of food and yet still achieve your minimum protein goals. Now, if your goal is bigger because you are, a 6-foot tall man and you're 400 pounds, of course, you're going to need more food than that. But hopefully you're not struggling to eat this little tiny bit of food, because again, then that's your signal that we need to take a look. You need to talk to your medical doctor. You need to talk with someone who is good about dealing with problems like your lack of appetite. And I don't mean like a lack of appetite for like a couple days, because that can happen, especially if you've been doing this for a while. Then suddenly your appetite drops just because like not one more day am I eating that. You can get tired of anything, so that can happen. The other thing that you could always add in that's really easy to eat, and yes, it will fill you up, but it's easy to intake, is some beef gelatin. Have it, make it up with a little bit of an extract, and it's something, or mix it with some beef broth. It's really good in warm beverages. I can't stress that enough. If you've got some beef broth for beef, butter, bacon, eggs, and you melt a scoop of gelatin in there, it makes it really smooth and really easy to swallow. It's very soothing, and that also boosts your protein and gives you a good foundation, and it will also help with your gut health. So those are just some little tips. I don't really have a lot of anything super sciencey or deep divey in it. Just little tips and I really want you guys to feel better about the choices and not to struggle so much, because it doesn't have to be so complicated, even though it feels like it is. So if you are having a struggle, reach out. Just ask. We'll be glad to help you. I'll take a look at your food logs and, give you a big rah-rah, because I know you can do it, and you're awesome, and we're all here to support each other. And I think that we could easily find like something really simple to change that would maybe help out a little bit. So we're all there for you. So reach out and contact and make your posts, share your logs, and people can help you out. And hopefully we can make it a lot easier for you, and so you won't be struggling with such things. Better health is what we're looking for, and any way we can help you achieve that, I'm sure I'm not the only person who would be super glad to jump in and dive and help you. So on that note, I'll let you go and stop rambling for the day and finish my coffee, go work on my cosplay. I will give you guys an update on that, even though it's not remotely keto related. So, maybe on Monday next week. I think that'll be pretty awesome. It's coming along. It's a bit of a struggle. Really, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this is kind of like the not a high quality video today, but uh, with the constraints, it's just what it is. But at least I'm still getting you some info, and hopefully it's useful. I'll see you soon. Leave something in the comments. Leave your tips for how to get in some good protein for people who might be struggling. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.